What up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm MoedotJ and we are locked in. The time is here, episode 8, Power Book 2. Tariq has a lot going on now. He has the picture of the Westons, but he can't give it to Tate until Brayden okays it. But Tate went ahead to start to blackmail people. Also, we know that there's a divide between the Tejada family. But before we break down this episode, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel, you want to be a part of it, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit that like button, it's the easiest thing you can do. And just like me, I'm sure you're wondering, is Monet ever going to come forward and tell the truth to Zeke? She's not Auntie Monet, she's Mama Nene Stewart. But we're going to find out. This is episode 8 of Power Book 2. We start this episode off with one of the courtroom scenes that I broke down. So what STARZ is starting to do is release exclusive clips throughout the week just to build up the anticipation. But this scene here is where Tariq is in court with Davis and Sachs. Now Gianni is painting the picture. Tariq is a young, smart man. Yes, he's black, but let's remove the race. This kid thinks he can do whatever he wants to do. Now we know Gianni came over to the house with Tamika and Sachs to try to get Tariq to go ahead and plead, do some time, and then be able to get out of jail. Tariq declined it. So Gianni, she's going above and beyond to try to put this kid behind bars. Of course, Davis is going to do everything he can. I say this every episode just so it's a reminder. When that money comes in, Davis is going to do what Davis needs to do to get the job done. Now he's saying, yes, this is a young black man, but you have to look at all the barriers he had put in front of him. He didn't have the best role models, but he just put in to get his little sister out of the CPS, out of the system and take care of her. This is the type of kid this gentleman is. He's not out here committing violent murders. Davis is a bad man. He knows exactly what he's doing because all you need is one person to disagree and you can get him off. Davis comes over to the jury and says he's trying to take care of his little sister while maintaining going to college. Does this sound like a murder to you? And look at the black lady's face. She like, that young man, he's just a black man caught up in the system. Davis knows exactly what he's doing. You got to go for the sister because they know how it is for us growing up out here. Now, Gianni starts to bring up that there's a tape that they have where it's showing that Tariq, he isn't the good guy that everyone's making it seem. Now, Davis, he hasn't seen anything on this tape. And the reason this is because the prosecutors, they want to hold the tape because the witnesses, they seem to be potentially in danger because people around Tariq are being killed. Now, the judge says, we'll do this tomorrow. We're going to be able to hear the tape. But as of right now, Davis, only you and Sachs can listen to it. Tariq's not allowed to listen to it. Brayden is out here trying to make things happen on his own. Since they don't have a connect, he has a guy named Sweaty that they used to cop things from. And they're sitting here and they're catching up. Oh man, good times. You remember we used to go do this? Effie's in there looking around like, y'all white boys need to chill. We are here for business. Now he opens up a suitcase. He got weed in there. He got a little bit of coca. Now Effie, what she does is she takes a little taste of, rubbing it around. She want to see what it's hitting on. Effie takes a little taste of it and she's saying that this is low quality here. You got to get up out of here. Now Sweaty, he's telling Brayden, well, just for that, tell your brother the door is closed. I'm not giving him anything. But they need high quality product. They're not just selling it to regular people on the streets. Tariq needs that top of the line. The lawyer over the James St. Patrick estate, he was actually in the courtroom and he was listening to it. He's like, damn, Tariq, your dad was right. You did belong in jail. Now, what he's coming to tell Tariq is your daughter, Yas, she just went back in the system. Now, Tariq is saying why? He's like, bruh, it looks like you're about to get charged with double homicide. Now, James St. Patrick, what he did was when Yas gets put up for adoption, he wants her files sealed so she could never be tracked and her last name to be changed. This is so whoever brought down the family cannot find her. Now, Tariq, he really doesn't know what to do at this point because unless he wins this case, it's going to be ugly for him. James St. Patrick, I told you there's a difference between Ghost and James. Ghost, business. James, family. Now I'm thinking Ghost wrote this up just to get back at Tariq and Tasha because of everything that they were doing towards the end. I hate to sound like a broken record, but Davis is about money. He comes up to Tariq. Who recorded you? Now, you remember Tariq was out there drunk in his feelings talking about, oh man, I killed you. And that footage is let out. Now, I also told you that Tamika knows that Tariq did this also because he confessed to her. But Davis says, you got to pay your lawyer. Tomorrow's payday. So if I don't have my money, you're going to get a public defender. And I broke this down when they dropped the exclusive clip. That public defender is going to have you in a public prison. That's where it's going to have you. Monet and Diana, the family feud that never dies. Monet comes in with the Chanel sweater on, Gucci belts on. She talking about, where's your dad and Drew at? Diana's in there eating. She said, I don't know. They don't tell me anything, Ma. Now, what Monet is trying to do is say, look, they're putting me and you out. They're getting us out of the circle. When in reality, Monet, they're only getting you out of the circle. Diana's going to go to school and continue to do what she's supposed to do. But she's trying to say, look, if you find out anything, let me know. And in the meantime, guess who's texting her? Dante. Now, we know that Diana seen that text message last week. D, we need to talk about him. What does Monet say? It's Zeke's agent. Like, damn, Monet, okay, I was just asking who it was. Monet leaves the room and she ends up calling Dante. Now, I'm about to say this and listen to me carefully. Dante had us fooled. Mecca is the tough guy. Dante, he's opening up this damn ring thing. He's looking in there. Oh, Monet, I have to see you. She like, Dante, stop calling me. Dante, why did you buy this ring and you knew Monet didn't want anything to do with you? While he's on the phone pleading to see Monet, and she's telling him, Dante, it's over. We had that. It's no longer here. Diana's in the hall. She's listening to it. Kane pops his head in Mecca's room and he sees him looking at a ring. So he's kind of like, what is going on? And Dante talking about, hey, get out of here. Oh man, these two are about to mess everything up. Well, at least their relationship. Lauren finally smartens up. This young, educated college woman, she finally brings her parents into the situation. We know that she has wealthy parents. They come in to talk to Jenny, and Jenny is trying to tell Lauren, look, you signed that contract. You're going to have to testify. I know it's going to be tough getting up there and telling what you know in front of everybody and testifying against Tariq, but you have to do it. Now, her parents, the mother is saying, you were caught with drugs. You're going to do this. Now, you have to remember, this family, they are civilians. It is 120% okay for them to get up and take the stand and snitch on somebody. It's just regular for them. But the mom is saying, I knew you would get on drugs. They told us this. And you dumped that good old boy from DC for the bad boy that killed that attractive woman, Carrie. 9 times out of 10, your parents are, they're right with who you should probably date. Diana, she wants to know what is going on with Monet. Why are you in the room quiet on the phone and yelling at the same time to an agent? Well, she hears something about Dante don't call here no more. She goes to start searching her mama's room. She all in the drawers. She goes in the closet. You got the music talking about hiding in the bushes. Well, she finds a Bible inside of a Gucci shoebox. And inside that Bible, Wellington Hospital, and it's a picture. And it's of Ezekiel Cross. Now she calls and asks the hospital for a birth certificate of Ezekiel Cross in 2002. Well, there's not one in there for that birthday. When Tariq gets back to court, he's got to talk to the triangle offense. That's Brayden and Effie. And we just seen that their whole debacle went down where the drugs wasn't good enough. And Effie tells Tariq, them drugs were stepped on more than Brayden's feelings when you don't text him back. Now Brayden is saying we can go to such and such and we can cop some, but it's not that good. Tariq, he's hearing all this. We need top of the line, high quality drugs. I got an idea. But what he's proposing is that they work with the Tejadas, even though they aren't on the same page as them right now. The two screw-ups on the show put together, we got Monet and we got Kane. When these two get together, any plan that you think is going to work, throw it out the window. Now, they're both saying we need to get some money. Davis said he was going to hold it down. Well, Davis is about money. I tell y'all every time we speak on Davis, it's about money. And y'all owe him $250,000. He told Kane to his face, I'm not going to say anything as long as the money is coming in. Now, Tariq, he calls. And we already know that Kane is upset about that because Monet just told him we can't go to Lorenzo if he knew how much trouble Kane was in. So they need Tariq. And he calls. Kane, oh, why are you talking to him, mama? But they need him. Young Tariq, aka Ghost Jr., is making plays. Now he goes into a little coffee shop. He goes up, drops a little stack off to the lady working there. You know, we got to keep the people paid. When he gets in the back, we have Monet, Kane, Brayden and Effie, they show up. So now we have 5 people, and it looks like they're going to work together because they need weight. That's what we're all here for. None of us can do anything without each other, and we can't do it with each other until we get some weight. So now they're coming up with a plan. Tariq brings up, let's rob the Connect. The Connect is the one that cut us off. If we rob him, we back in the game. Now Kane, he works with Mecca, and he's saying that's dangerous, man. There's no way we can get in there. But Tariq says, we're not going to go in there. Brayden's going to go in there. And also, you got those GTG guys. What is his name? Little Guap. We're going to have him do it. And Monet's like, yeah, that way we keep our hands clean and we can still get it done. Kane's hearing this, but we also know that Kane's a little bit upset, not only with Lorenzo, but with Mecca for cutting him off. So he's saying, all right, we might be able to pull this off, but we're going to need Drew also. They bring this idea to Drew. Now they're supposed to be secretive with this, but they're just in the house just freely talking because who gives a damn if Lorenzo and Diana here. But Drew says, I'm not doing it. And Kane is saying the only way that this plan will work is if you come along, Drew. So you do that and I go ahead and knock off Little Guap. Now Drew, he comes to a realization. He says the only way I'll do it is if I get to kill Little Guap. Kane is saying you ain't gonna do it. And Monet's like, hey, y'all just chill. But this is the plan. So what they're gonna do is Drew is gonna do the shooting because that's the only way he's gonna go. Monet, you have to come up with an alibi because you'll look suspect with the Connect cutting you off. So she's like, all right, I'll do something. Now, we're going to see how this works because this was very unexpected. For Tariq's crew to be working with Monet and Kane and now bringing in Drew, man, this is going to be something because these two here, Kane and Monet, they are liable to mess the whole situation up. Drew is the eyes and ears for Lorenzo, so he'll figure that out. And Tariq, what they're going to do, because you know, Diana tells Drew everything. He says, tell Tariq to distract her. So Tariq texts Diana and asks her to go to court tomorrow. This way she'll be occupied. Of course, I'll be there. Oh, looks like the plan is working so far. Davis calls up Tariq. Now, we know he has a tape. The damaging evidence of Tariq out there. The audio recording is from the Rolex that Lauren was wearing when Tariq got to running his mouth because he was trying to get some draws talking about, oh man, that book wasn't about Brayden. He only writes about black people. Damn it, Tariq, I tell you, these kids, they talk too much. Now, Davis is telling Tariq, I can't let you hear that because it's illegal. And then my whole law firm, oh yeah, bad, everything. He'll lose his license. It's over with, people. 0. No more Bentleys for Davis. So what he tells Tariq is, I'm going to go check on the reservation. And he looks at the computer because if Tariq presses play, Davis didn't allow him to hear it. Tariq just somehow stumbled on it. Sax comes up and he sees Tariq coming out of Davis's office and he says, I couldn't help but to overhear you heard that illegal tape that you weren't supposed to listen to. Tariq is upset because now he's thinking, why did Lauren do this to me? Now Sax is trying to stop all this and he's saying, you're not going to do any St. Patrick type things with this, meaning go out, kill somebody or do something silly. You know how the St. Patricks do. Tariq is saying, Sax, just chill right now. I got to get up out of here. Now Sax stumbles and says Lauren didn't do this on purpose. She was tricked by Carrie. So now he's just revealing more and more the details of what's actually going on. Now he's telling them to, he tells Tariq, don't go anywhere near Lauren and Carrie. Tariq is saying, how can I do that? I got class with both of them the first thing tomorrow. So this is going to be tough for Tariq. I don't know how he's going to pull it off, but Sax is out here messing things up. Sax is back over at Jenny's. You know, they doing what they need to do. Now, you got to remember, they just had opening arguments. Sax in the bed talking about, you think we should be together? She's saying we can't do that. Tomorrow, your client is about to find out that the woman that betrayed him is someone that he knew. And Sax is slipping up again. Oh yeah, it's his girlfriend. She blew off a guy, brought Tariq over, and they were kissing, and they recorded. And Jenny's saying, whoa, how did you piece that together? Did Tariq hear this? And Sax continues to mess up and says, well, I didn't play it for him. And Jenny is saying, if Tariq heard that, I'm going to get you and Davis disbarred. But what she really wants to know is Lauren in any kind of danger? Because she's bringing her in as a witness. And Sax says, nah, not that I'm aware of. No, she's not in any danger. Every session, whatever they're teaching in the class is what's going to go on in the episode. Now, Tariq shows up to class and they told him to stay away from Carrie and Lauren, but he still had to come to class. And what we want to talk about today is the truth. Now, Tate, he's up here, and Jenny's trying to call Carrie. Tariq's in here, he's looking around, and Lauren is nowhere in sight. They're talking about when should you tell the truth. Now, Jenny continues to call, and she ends up telling Carrie that we have to take it as Tariq potentially heard the tape. So Lauren and you, it could be some trouble. She comes back out, Tariq already left, and now she's looking around. I need to leave because it's a family emergency. And what do we hear Tate say? The thing you have to ask about the truth and before you say it. How will it help me? See, Tate's not going to tell the truth, but if he does tell the truth about this photo that comes out, how will it help me? So you have to beware when you say the right thing and you tell the truth, because sometimes a lie is needed. Carrie leaves the room because she sees that Tariq is gone and also Lauren didn't show up. So what's the first thing she does? She goes to Lauren's room. Now, when she gets there, the door is already open. That right there is already a bad sign. If you go to someone's door and it's already open, I'm not entering it because it could be a crime scene in there. It's just best that I don't have anything to do with that. But when she goes in there, Tariq is in there. And he says, I'm in here doing the same thing you were doing. I'm looking for Lauren, making sure that she's safe. Now, Carrie is saying, look, Tariq, yeah, I'm in here. But Tariq wants her to take the stand because all of this came from Carrie. She got caught with some little drugs, and I've been telling y'all since she first got arrested. Those little drugs, we getting that dismissed. But Carrie told her to wear a wire. And all of this happened because of Carrie putting that pressure on her. Let Tariq, he gets what he deserves. But Tariq said, I want you to take the stand and lie instead of Lauren because I want her to come out of this alive. Now, Carrie is saying, I don't know about that, Tariq. But what did we just hear in the class? The truth. And what did Tate say? If I tell the truth, how will it benefit me? Now, Tariq also tells Carrie, this won't be your first time lying, but maybe this time you'll lie for the right reason. Diana stumbles in on her mother talking to Lorenzo in the kitchen, and he's thinking about the last time they went to Coney Island. Kane was a little bit too small to get on the ride, and Monet, she had on that baby fat tracksuit. So you remember, during the plan, Monet's job is to distract Lorenzo during all of this. So that's the plan, go out to Coney Island. Like I said though, Diana was listening and she comes in this and she's already iffy about what she heard on the phone earlier. She comes in and she's asking her mom some questions, and you know Monet, what do you want, Diana? Where are you going? What do you want from me? And she's like, Mom, I was just asking a question, but I'm gonna go ahead and go to Zeke's game and get on out of here. Monet, every time Diana says something to her, she just pushes her away. And Diana's just like, all right, Mom, never mind. I'm not going to ask what I was going to ask. They got that song playing, hiding in the bushes. Monet goes straight to Diana's room after she goes to Zeke's game. And she's snooping around. We don't know what she's finding. But when she goes in here, she goes into one of the purses. And what does she find? Some condoms. And what happened last week? She went over to Tariq's house. At least we know they're using protection. That's good. You hear Lorenzo in the back talking about, Mo, you ready? She's upset she done found these condoms. Now, you see why Diana's acting this way. But it's mainly because of how you're acting towards her, Monet, not the sex. Carrie shows up to talk to Jenny just to make sure that Lauren is safe. And also she needs to go and take the stand because Tariq knows a little bit more than what Carrie thinks everybody else knows. Jenny is saying that's taken care of. We got Lauren. Now she's the only one that can testify about hearing about the book. Carrie looks Jenny in the eyes and says, nah, I can take the stand. I know it too. I heard it too. Jenny's saying, why the hell didn't you tell me this earlier then? We could have used this. Carrie gets in here and takes the stand. She starts to explain about the relationship that she had with Jabari and how all he talked about was his book. Now, the reason she's doing all this and she's making the story seem like she found out directly from Jabari so it wouldn't connect Tariq to this murder, because she's trying to get him out of it and she's trying to take the stand because she knows that there's some people out there. We know Monet's been after her for a while. So her story is saying that, yeah, I heard this, but I would never put any of my students in dangerous way for my own personal gain. Davis goes up there to cross-examine Carrie. Now what he's doing is he's trying to build credibility of the witness. So he asked her, did you have a relationship with Detective Kevin, the lead investigator? She's like, yes, it was in the past. He said, okay. Did you have a relationship with me? And she's like, yes, we did. Now Davis, he's playing dirty ball. But this is what you got to do when your client is facing double homicide. Davis is going in. So you had a sexual relationship with me. You had one with Detective Kevin. You just said you wouldn't put any of your students in harm's way. Well, were you having a relationship with a student, Ezekiel Cross? She's like, yes. Now he's saying they do call him Freaky Zeke. Now this part right here had me dying. This Asian dude's in the damn jury box. You know you're not supposed to laugh or show any emotions. He's like, you know they call him Freaky Zeke. He's like, he's dying over here. Davis is on the road. Carrie, damn. You done dug yourself a hole. I definitely wouldn't have took that stand. Lauren would have had to go down for this. He then withdraws that statement. He just wanted to get it out there for everyone to hear that she's not credible. Oh, and also you won't be working at Stansfield after today for messing with a student. You know you ain't supposed to do that. Davis is on it. Oh my goodness. Now you see why he's charging $1 million per case. I asked in the opening scene, will we ever get Monet to tell the truth? And we knew the answer was no, but we at least gave her a chance. Now she's out distracting Lorenzo. And they're just talking about how everything is going on and it's good for him to be back. And all she needs in her life is Lorenzo. And he's just believing it. He's eating it up. We at Coney Island. I got the Jesus piece on. I got my lady. We got a new connect. So Lorenzo's thinking life is sweet. In Monet's head, she has a million lies that she has to keep going. Kane's over at Mecca's house. And he has Kane loading up the guns. We got to get ready. And Kane's asking, what are you preparing for war? Mecca, he's done this for 24 years. Be ready so you don't have to get ready, Kane, because the minute you have to get ready is the minute you already lost the war. Now, the chef, he's supposed to be looking for a gun that Mecca wanted. And Mecca is very frustrated right now. And then the power goes off because he opened up a safe. Mecca tells the chef, hey, go check on it. Get the power back on. And he looks over at Kane. Hey, Kane, you need to go do that. He said, did I fucking tell Kane to do it? You go do it. Chef is like, oh man. So my whole theory of the chef being more powerful than what he was, we were just thinking he was an assassin. That's all he is. He ain't got no power in here. Mecca is talking bad to him. But then Mecca gets a phone call. The phone call that comes into Mecca is, you remember the warehouse where Kane whooped on a guy to prove that he was loyal and that he was really in the game? Well, Little Guap sent his little goonies in there to rob it. This is all of the plan. Tariq told Kane to get the GTG guys to go in here and do this, so their hands will be clean. If they get the product, we're good. If they die, it didn't have anything to do with us. But they come in and they wreck shop until Mecca's real boys come in, the real hitters. My bad, I thought Mecca's men were gonna come in and do something. They had the automatic weapons, missing everything. I'm talking about some street thugs with some pistols or laying them down. One thing is they just came in shooting. They didn't do nothing tactical to come in this damn warehouse. They were planning to die. We begin to see a little bit of similarities with Power Book 2 with the original Power. Mecca says, they're trying to rob me now. We got to go. Now the chef went and checked on the power outage and they said they can't leave until the power comes back on. Mecca looks at Kane and asks, is everything all right? And he's saying, this just seems like something I did. The power went out and you remember he went into the GTG spot, killed everybody and got a little guap to work for him. Well, the connection that I was saying between Power Book 2 and the original Power is he leaves the door unlocked so they can get inside of Dante, aka Mecca's house. You remember that happened and Tommy got in there and did his thing? Brayden, Drew, and Little Guap, they're in a van. Now you got Little Guap back there getting high. I'm talking about hitting the, y'all know what I'm talking about. Brayden, being the white kid that he is, he's just like, hey, I got to get this back to my mom's house because they're in a van. You know, something inconspicuous. No one would think a van is about to go do anything serious. Drew, you think we'll be home by 8? He's looking at him like, man, shut up. Effie hops in the car. Effie has on a schoolgirl attire. This is so she won't be noticed also. We've seen that she can change things up, especially when she went with Diana, where she was boosting clothes. Now, she's the one that actually cut the power to the building. Little Guap gets a call and he finds out that a couple of his homeboys have got killed in the warehouse, but they got the product. I still don't understand it, but when Mecca, Kane, and the chef, they leave in a Porsche. They leave in a Range Rover. Now, mind you, a warehouse just got broken into and it was a huge shootout in there. Let's drive our designer cars over there. Why not? You know, if they get messed up, who cares? Effie is distracting the security guard that's trying to turn on the backup generator, takes her keys and locks her in a stairwell. Drew and our boy Little Guap, they're headed up to the actual room. Kane left the door unlocked. Now Little Guap is hearing that, Drew, you next in line. You and your brother, y'all really out here in the streets. So what he shows is his respect to Drew taking this power position. So he gives him a fake gold grill that looks like it came from Walmart. And Drew looks at it like, that's it? He gives him a stack of money too. Drew smiles in his face, but we know Drew's here to pop him. So Lil Guap, count your days. Kane and Mecca and Chef, they arrive to the warehouse. The shipment is gone and Chef looks like, this might be done by the GTG. Now Mecca is upset. He's like, oh, thanks for your expert opinion. Go get the guns. We about to ride out. Kane is saying, Mecca, where you going? He looks at Kane and says, hunting. Now, Kane was supposed to keep Mecca here as long as possible so Drew and them could get up in the apartment. Now, Drew's been earning stripes over the last couple of episodes. Now, he's walking behind GTG leader Lil Guap, and he pulls the gun out and says that grill, it was nice, but that money, it was mine. Now, we got to remember, GTG, he's a tough guy, but when he looks at Drew, he's just telling him, I didn't believe you was really gangster like that. And guess what? Drew ain't built like that. He had the gun in front of Little Guap, and Little Guap basically knocked the gun out of his hand, kicked him down the stairs. Come on, Drew. You know you ain't supposed to do all that talking to people. That always happen. If you gonna pull that thing on somebody, you better pull that trigger. As soon as you pull it out, it should have been. That's it. None of that talking crap. Now you down here getting whooped on. Little Guap and Drew, they have an epic battle in the hallway, but Drew ends up winning and he chokes Little Guap out and kills him. Now, before this, Little Guap says, we been here, Drew. You don't have it in you. So he goes ahead and finishes Little Guap, and it looks like he threw him in the trash chute. Now, when he goes upstairs into Dante's room, mind you, he's not wearing any gloves or anything. Now, I know Mecca isn't going to call the cops, but still, you want to wear gloves. He has a pair of J's on, and they're out here killing people. The designer, it doesn't matter what we're wearing, we're about that life. When he goes in here, he sees the ring that Dante bought for Monet. Now, he doesn't know who it's for, but he hears something, and he grabs his gun, because guess who done pulled up? The chef. Drew hides himself in what happens to be an armory closet. Now, there's weapons in here, bullets, armor, everything, because the chef is walking around gathering guns. Now, the chef went back into the main room, and now he's getting ready to check this room, and that's why we see Drew here with his gun out, because if the chef opens up this door, we gonna have to pull that trigger this time. We can't do no talking like we did with Little Guap. Drew texts Kane that somebody was in the house, so Kane comes up there and he allows time for Drew to sneak out of it. When he gets outside into the minivan, Brayden's in there. Hey man, where's Little Guap? Drew is like, nigga, drive. The hell, Brayden, we ain't got time to talk about this. Tariq takes the ring that was Dante's for Monet and takes it to Davis and says, you go ahead and fence that. What fencing means, pretty much pawn this, but you're not going to take it to a pawn dealership. Davis should know people that can make things disappear for a nice amount of money. And Tariq is saying, whatever I owe you, take it out of this ring. Davis is like, all right, you're moving pretty smart here, but I'm not going to ask you about this ring, because if I don't know, then I can't say that I knew anything. But Tariq, that was smart of you to have Carrie take the stand. You trying to protect your girlfriend from me? Tariq saying, oh no, I ain't have nothing to do with that. Davis doesn't care because he has money in hand. I get rid of this ring, we balling. That may be more than 250,000, 500,000. The moment we've been waiting for, the whole family sitting down. Now this family dinner starts off nice, but let me tell you, how it ends is not how you expected it. Everyone starts to turn on each other. Diana calls out Monet with a little subtle, I went to Zeke's game like I said I was. Now Diana's been watching Monet and seeing that she's not in the places she should be. Now this is where it all falls apart. Diana says, wait a minute, I'm not lying. Did you know that Drew, he switched to drugs? Now Drew gets into it with Lorenzo because he messed up the whole family organization, and he's saying, and you wanted Drew to be in charge, Dad, but he didn't kill Everett. So now Lorenzo's looking at Drew, Everett's still around with us? And then he's like, well, wait a minute. What does Zeke have to do with this? Zeke hears, y'all were trying to kill Everett, my teammates. What are y'all doing that for? Like, Zeke, shut up. Because Zeke also said that he didn't see Diana or Drew at his game. So everybody is telling on everyone at this point. But now it's about to get deep. This is what we wanted to know in the beginning. Will Monet ever tell the truth? Diana calls Monet out because you remember Monet found the condoms and said, you were fucking Tariq. That's why you ran up there. You didn't go to the game. Now Diana, she hears this and she says, Mom, I'm not the only one fucking somebody. You're fucking somebody named Dante. Oh yeah, and Zeke, I called the hospital. That birth certificate, you weren't born in 2002. You were born in 98. Monet ain't your auntie, she's your mama. And the only thing that this fool Zeke could think about was, wait, that means the recruiters, I lied about my age. He didn't even think about Monet being his mama. He thinking, damn, I didn't lie about my age. Monet did. This messed up everything. Monet tried to jump across the table and snatch them braids up out of Diana's head. I'm talking about, this is what we've been waiting on. But is Monet still going to tell the truth and confess that she is Zeke's mother and not his auntie? You low down dirty woman, back to where you came from. Baby, wait, my ass hit the streets, your ass is grass. Lorenzo hit her with the Mr. Biggs and told her to get up out the house. Mecca got his crew. They are hunting right now. They go over and they clean up all of the GTG people here. Now they're looking around. Rocky, her little sexy self, come over. We know she a hitter for real and she loyal. They like, hey, the work and everything, it ain't here. Now Mecca, he's looking around and he's saying, all right, y'all get out of here. But we need to find out who was the inside man. Who was the mole? He pulls out his knife and he goes for the chef's throat. Same way he got rid of Nuff, it's the same way he went out. Now Mecca's saying, people surprise you every day. I would have never expected that from the chef. So this right here could be, Mecca kind of knows that Kane is playing both sides. But then again, he could really think that it's the chef. Monet's been trying to call Zeke. Baby, pick up the phone. No, he's not going to answer the phone. Auntie, mama, Nene, Monet. I don't know who the hell you are. But no, he's not going to answer that phone. She goes over to Carrie's house because she figures this is the place that he's going to run to, especially after finding this news. Now, Carrie's saying she hasn't spoke to Zeke lately. We just seen a text message from the dean asking her to come into work tomorrow. And we also seen a text message from Zeke asking, can he see her? Now, Monet comes over to the house and you can tell Carrie is scared. And Monet is saying, I lost my family because of a lie. Now, we know Carrie has a lot of lies. But what she also tells Carrie is, as long as you're here and Zeke can come home to you and come to you for that comfort, he's never going to come back to me. So Monet is pretty much telling Carrie, I need to get rid of your ass. Back at the spot, the triangle offense, Brayden, Reek, and Effie, they're all together. And Brayden is telling an epic story of how he had the minivan. He was bending corners. Drew hopped in. They swerved off. Effie's like, the story wasn't like that. You were driving in the minivan doing the speed limit. But in Brayden's head, he was a legit getaway driver. Now he leaves Effie and Tariq to do whatever they do, but he tells them light a candle because last time was a little bit funky in here. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Tariq begins to tell Effie that Lauren, she wore a wire. And Effie was saying, I had a bad feeling about Claire Huxtable, meaning she's just too good to be into the streets like this. And Tariq saying, nah, she's not a snitch. She was kind of set up, but don't tell Brayden about this. And Effie is saying, you just picked the wrong one. But now they're kind of getting attached. And Effie says she didn't want to do this. But Tariq's in that power position. He's a bad boy. He got two bodies under him. She's looking at it like, man, I'm dealing with the real deal. Zeke did exactly what Monet thought he was going to do. He goes to Carrie's house. Now the door is cracked. Monet should have closed the door before she left. That's one thing. But when Zeke comes in, Carrie, he sticks his head in. What did I just tell you guys earlier? If a door is cracked, I'm not entering into that thing. Nope. Whatever's going on inside there, y'all have it. Someone needs to come and open the door for me. But when he comes in, he sees Carrie hanging from the ceiling. He's against the wall. Like, Zeke, get the hell out of here or call the police. There you go, episode 8 of Power Book 2. We had 3 deaths. Now, I did a video this week, and only one of them was on that list that died. The other 2, man, we were not expecting the chef and Little Guap to die along with Carrie. Now, it's a lot to go over here, so I just want to hear all of your comments about episode 8 and let me know what you think about it. This video was a little bit longer, but we needed it to be longer because there was a lot given to us. Make sure you tune in Sunday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern for the after show live stream that we do on Power every Sunday night. I'm MoedotJ. If you like the content on the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.